Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga with Mercedes. Today, actually, I have the pleasure of having two beautiful demo models in my backyard, and we are all responsibly staying at least 6 feet away from each other. We're practicing social distancing. But these guys came in through the side gate and volunteered their time so that you all could have someone different to look at and we could get out in nature. So we're gonna start today's class in a standing position. Just come to the top of the mat. And looking down at your feet, you can take hip distance. So if you look at your feet, that's the space of one more foot that fits between your 2 feet. Or you can have your feet together. So the big toes meet maybe ½ an inch of space between the heels. And lift your toes, spread your toes, set them back down. And shift your weight into the toes, and then shift your weight back into the heels. Just feel yourself getting settled into your bones. Feel the foundation at your feet. Close your eyes. With your eyes closed, relax your shoulders. Let your shoulders just sink away from your ears. And pull your belly button towards your spine. With your eyes closed, focus on your breath. Take a deep inhalation all the way to the top of the breath. And once you can't take in any more air, release slowly. And then repeat. Long, slow inhalation, followed by a long, slow exhalation. Continue to breathe in this way. Full lung capacity breathing. Take another full round of breath. Just take a moment here to choose an intention if you'd like for your practice. If there's any type of energy you'd like to bring in, anything you're working through. And if you don't have an intention of your own, I'd like to offer you the theme of giving. How can you give to yourself throughout the practice? How can you correct your alignment and incorporate positive thoughts of encouragement? And gently start to flutter the eyes open, noticing the space around you. We're going to come into a more energetic breath now, called breath of joy, so that we can bring some energy in, get things fired up. So for breath of joy, we're gonna have 3 quick inhalations followed by 1 long exhalation. So demo models, look at me up here on the deck. It's gonna be inhale, 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 exhale. Exhale bends the knees, so it's so we're gonna keep going with this breath starting now. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Keep moving with your breath. 3 inhales followed by an exhale. Keep moving your arms. Keep focusing on your breath. You might close your eyes if you need to get internal and count for 3 more rounds. Quick inhalations followed by a longer exhalation. Take 1 more round. And then back to your standing posture. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart center. Simply notice the energy you've created with your movement. Inhale, feel the chest pressing to the hands. Exhale, feel the chest soften. Noticing every detail about your breath. On your next exhale, lower your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, take a forward fold. Let the arms dangle. Now you might want to bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight. You can have the option of arms dangling, or you can take your hands to reach for opposite elbows, framing your head with your arms. We're going to stay here for several rounds of breath, giving time to decompress the spine and stretch the back. If your hamstrings are more open and your legs are straight, you might want the option of bringing the feet together with the arms behind the legs. And then practice bringing the forehead towards the knees. But remember, we're at the start of the practice, so don't push yourself to your fullest expression yet. Just find that point of sensation in your body. Feel a stretch, but without pain or major discomfort. Now come back to your breath. Notice what's happening. See if there's space to lengthen the breath. Maybe as you exhale, you open your mouth and take a sigh of relief. Maybe you bend one knee as the opposite leg straightens, and then try that on the other side. At any point, you can change up the positioning of your arms. Check in with your hamstrings. Notice any opening that might be happening. Deep inhalation. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Relax the arms, let the arms hang heavy. Soften the knees, and on your next inhale, arms rise up. And then exhale, bring your thumbs to your heart center. Take another round of breath here. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. This time, bend your knees to bring your palms down to the mat. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Set up your plank position. Now hold in your plank for 3 rounds of breath. Pull your belly button up to your spine. Keep your body in a straight line. You can puff up the space between the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, shift into downward facing dog with the actual dog. Now in your down dog, we're gonna find some mobility and some fluidity. So as you inhale, shift forward, plank position. And as you exhale, bend your knees without touching the mat, press back, down dog. And again, inhale, plank position. Exhale, bend the knees, press back, down dog. We're gonna take 1 more round. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, bend the knees, press back, down dog. Come back to your breath. And slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Take your time to get there. And once your feet make it to the top of the mat, inhale as a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or jump back, plank position. Now we've got two options of how we want to lower down. We're going to lower down on an exhale breath. You can lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Whichever option you choose, hug your elbows in towards your sides. Lower down on your exhale. And as you inhale, rise up, open the chest, send the shoulders back, look forward. And then exhale, down dog. Now we've got 3 rounds of breath in down dog or child's pose. This is your choice. So as you can see, Cleo is demonstrating child's pose with wide knees for hip opening, and Colin is demonstrating downward facing dog. If you're in down dog, make sure you're sending your chest towards your thighs, taking pressure out of the shoulders. If you're in child's pose, start to work towards down dog. From your down dog, you're going to step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise up, gathering energy. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump back, lower down, move through your flow. Each movement following your breath, moving at your pace, making your way to down dog. In downward facing dog, 3 rounds of breath here or in child's pose. Listen to what your body needs in this moment. Hear the sound of your exhalation breath. Now, if you want to practice the jump forward, as you inhale, bend the knees, and as you exhale, jump your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise up. One more time, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Move through your flow. Lowering down on the exhale. Lifting the chest on the inhale, shoulders back, gazes forward. Exhale, down dog. 3 rounds of breath. Bring all of your awareness to your breath. After your 3rd exhalation, you're going to decide if you want to jump or step forward. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise up. Palms connect. Thumbs come down to the heart center. Close your eyes. With your eyes closed, relax your shoulders. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Soften the knees. Reconnect with your breath. Take a moment to check in with your intention if you chose one for your practice today. And on your next exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet together. We're going to come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back as if you're looking for a chair. Graze your fingertips. The knees will be bent, and then reach the arms up. Now squeeze your thighs together, activating and strengthening. Keep squeezing the thighs together. And look down. Make sure your knees aren't coming past your toes. And then exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, move through your flow. Your pace, all the way to downward facing dog. Now continuing to move. Inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg, toes to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Now finding your balance as you inhale, let your fingers rise up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down. Step your right foot back, plank position, move through your vinyasa flow. We're gonna do that same thing on the other side. So as we come into down dog, this time inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Find your balance, engage. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Step the left foot back. From your plank position, lower down, move through your flow. Hug the elbows in. This time, when we come into down dog, we've got 3 rounds of breath here or in child's pose. Your choice. If you're in child's pose, you might want to rock your forehead from side to side, giving yourself a little massage at your thinking space, letting any excessive thoughts go. Just giving this time to yourself to be in your body. If you're in child's pose, start to come into downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping your way to the top of the mat when you're ready. And once your feet get to the top of the mat, inhale as a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Squeeze the thighs together. This time, challenge yourself to sit a little lower. Keep squeezing the thighs together. And then as you exhale, come into your standing position of Tadasana. Just take a reflective pause here. So that was 1 round of Sun Salutation B. We're gonna take 2 more rounds, but before we do, we're just gonna pause, catch our breath if we need to. As you inhale, you can lift your shoulders up to your ears, and as you exhale, you can bring your shoulders back and down. And then again, inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Take 3 more. Your movement, following your breath. Just letting any tension melt away as the shoulders go back and down. Next time the arms come down, inhale, find your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Jump or step, plank position. Move through your vinyasa flow. Moving with integrity. Without rush, taking your time. Continuing to move, inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, arms rise up. Now we're gonna add on here. Exhale, make cactus arms. Bend your elbows, look up to the sky, take a little back bend. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, take the hands down, step the right foot back, move through your flow. Inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, arms rise up. Adding in cactus arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze up to the sky, little back bend. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, take the hands down, step your left foot back, move through your flow. Y'all are looking good. I'm sure you guys at home are looking good as well. Know that this time when we come into down dog, we've got 3 full rounds of breath. You know you've always got child's pose as an option. I recommend exploring lion's breath, inhaling through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Hear the sound of each exhalation breath. Preparing to move on, remember, you have the option to jump to the top of the mat if you'd like. And once your feet get to the top of the mat, inhale is a half lift. Exhale's forward fold. Inhale is chair pose, sitting back, squeezing the thighs together. And then exhale, standing position. Thumbs can come to the heart center, or arms can be by your sides for Tadasana, your choice. Back to a reflective pause. Close your eyes. With your eyes closed, bring your attention inward. Notice the energy that you've created with your movement. Notice how your body feels at this point. We are 1/3 through our class. We've got one more round of Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar, and we're gonna add on another option here. And all of these options are just that, optional, just offerings. So when you're ready, arms by your sides, moving with your breath. Inhale is chair pose. Exhale is forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump, plank position, move through your flow. Making your way all the way to down dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, arms come up. Now, here we've got the optional cactus arms with an exhale breath if we'd like. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands down. Here's our next add-on. Hands come down. As you bring your right foot back, let it hover. And now bend your elbows and lower down, building strength in your arms. Moving through your flow. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, arms rise up, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms, gaze up. Inhale, reach the fingers back up. Exhale, take the hands down. Step the left foot back, but let it hover as you move through your flow. And then we find our way to down dog. 3 rounds of breath here, or child's pose. This was our last round of all the salutations. We did 6 total today, 3 of A and 3 of B. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, standing position. Take a moment to catch your breath. Take a moment to get water if you'd like, if you brought water. Now's a really good time to hydrate. And while we're getting water, I want to talk to y'all about hydration. I'll tell you what I know about it, and then Colin can correct me if I'm wrong because he's very experienced in this. But from what I hear, the amount of water that you need to have is your body weight number in pounds. Divided in half is how many ounces of water you need to have minimum. What do you think?
Without, physical activities, you might need some more nutrients and some more water.
And massage.
Burning that.
So if you have a massage, then you're gonna want more water as well. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you're gonna want a minimum of 75 ounces of water a day, unless you have physical activity in the sunshine, especially, or a massage. All right, we're gonna move on. You guys feel good? You ready to continue? Okay, cool. So from the top of the mat, we're gonna inhale, let the arms come up. And then as we exhale, we come into our fold. And as we come into our fold, we're gonna see if we can tap our fingers or our palms down. And then we're gonna step the right foot back 2 or 3 feet. See if you can straighten both legs. And feel a stretch with the left hamstring. Decide if you need to modify your legs. And practice sending the left hip back, right hip forward. On the next inhale breath, we're gonna step that right foot in line with the left, and then exhale, come into forward fold. And then on the other side, step the left foot back 2 or 3 feet, however much the distance was on the first side. See if you can straighten your legs. Letting your body fold towards your right leg. Think about sending that right hip back, left hip forward. Notice your breath. If the breath got short, come back to lengthening. Inhale, step the left foot forward. exhale, fold. Now check in, see if you can lengthen the legs even more. You might notice the hamstrings have opened up since we started our practice today. Take a deeper bend in your knees so you can connect your palms to the mat. Step your right toes all the way back. And then lower your right knee down. Press your hips forward. You might want to come onto your fingertips. Make sure your left knee is tracking above your left ankle. And then notice if you're dumping weight forward, lift the chest. So we've got options. We can take the hands to the thigh, or we can lift the arms up, or we can take a shoulder stretch, bringing the arms behind, interlacing the fingers and lifting the fist up. Take whatever option you'd like. Breathe. Release your hands if they're behind you. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. Send your hips back enough to straighten your left leg. With your left leg straight, lift your toes. And now just point your toes forward. Get a stretch at the top of the foot. You can move your toes to the right. You can move your toes to the left. Just notice where you're feeling the stretch. And then bring your toes to neutral. So you're not pointing or flexing. Inhale, take a half lift, gazing forward, and then exhale, bend your elbows, fold towards your left leg. Keep the left leg straight. Good. You guys look great. Just notice how that left hamstring is feeling. I'm going to transition into moving with the breath. So as you inhale, come back into that knee down lunge. And as you exhale, send the hips back, straightening the left leg again. And then we'll do 2 more rounds. So inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten the left leg. And then 1 more round. Now, if any of you want to practice coming into full splits, you can shimmy your left heel forward, bringing it off the mat, and then just practice separating the legs. This is a lot to ask your body because you're asking your legs to go in 2 different directions. Use your hands for support and just open up enough to feel sensation. Don't push too much. Take another round of breath here. And slowly come out. We'll meet in that knee down lunge. And from that knee down lunge, we'll set up in child's pose. You've got 2 different choices here. You can have your knees wide like Cleo demonstrated earlier for hip opening, or you can have your knees together, feet together for a low back release. So you decide what your body needs. So Cleo's gone even deeper. She's now in a frog position. That's going to be for some deep hip opening if you're ready for that. If your knees are together and your feet are together, bring your arms by your sides. Just let your arms relax. Notice the left hip. Notice the right hip. Before we come into the other side, we're gonna come into tabletop position. So slowly finding your way there. In your tabletop position, set up your wrist under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide, check to make sure your knees are under your hips, and look between your knees. If you can see your feet, open them out enough to where you can't see them so that you're bringing your ankles in line with your knees. Now, keeping your arms straight, as you inhale, let your belly soften towards the mat. And as you exhale, lift your back. And again, inhale, belly softens, tailbone lifts. Exhale, lift your back. Create space between the shoulder blades, tailbone lowers. Keep moving with your breath. Finding mobility for the spine. Decide if you want to stay with this movement, or if you rather take free movement, you can circle the hips around. Circles can be as big or as small as you'd like. If you're circling the hips around, you might feel some opening in the side body. You might even rock the hips from side to side. If you've been leading in one direction, switch it up. Lead opposite direction. Any spaces that you find that feel sticky or tight, pause there. Breathe into it longer. How can you give to yourself in this moment? What can you offer yourself in this physical practice? How can you change the thoughts that you're having? Is there space to lengthen the breath? Check in with yourself. Start to come into a neutral tabletop position. From tabletop, come into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply so you can connect your palms to the mat. Now we're gonna step the left toes to the back of the mat and then lower the left knee down, setting up for our knee down lunge, pressing the hips forward, checking to make sure the right knee is tracking above the right ankle. And then here we take our options. We can have our hands on our thigh, we can have our fingers reaching up to the sky, or we can take our hands behind us, interlacing fingers. If you're doing this, take the opposite grip. So there's a grip that your hands naturally want to do. Take the opposite grip, challenge yourself. And then as you inhale, lift your fist up, opening the shoulders. Breathe. If your hands are behind you, release them. Bring your hands down to the mat. Send your hips back so that you can straighten your right leg. Now point your right toes. Get a stretch at the top of the foot. If you'd like, you can take your toes to the left side of the mat, to the right side of the mat, and then soften the foot so that you're not pointing or flexing. Inhale, take a half lift, looking forward, and then exhale, fold towards your leg. Notice the right hamstring. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Preparing to move with our breath. Inhale, shifting into the knee down lunge. Exhale, pressing the hips back. 2 more rounds. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hips go back. 1 more round. Movement following the breath. Now from here, we'll meet with our knee bent. We can decide if we want to work towards splits. So then we want to shimmy the right heel forward and just open up as much as is available to your body. Let your fingertips or your palms connect down. Just breathe. Notice how this side feels. This side might be totally different. Just let it be where it is today. And gently and slowly come out when you're ready. Back into child's pose. You might like the same option. You might want a different variation. Now, if your knees are open the width of the mat, like Cleo's, you can take a deeper stretch for the arms, upper back. You'll lift your hips just an inch or two, Reach your fingers to the top of the mat, press your palms down, and then send your hips down to your feet. Lengthen the breath. Settle in. Soften with each exhale. With each exhale, surrender to the pose. From here, we're going to shift into tabletop position, setting it up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Now just lift your right leg, send the right toes back. So the right leg is straight, the toes are down. Once the toes are down on the ground, press your heel back. Keep the shoulders above the wrist. Take another round of breath here. And then lift the right leg. Let it hover. Option to stay here. Option to lift the left arm, reaching the left fingers forward. Notice your balance here. If you want to go deeper, you can take the left arm back, bend the right knee, and see if your left hand connects to your foot. If this is not available, that's okay. It's just an option. If you've made the connection, press your foot to your hand, gaze is forward. Quad stretch, also for the hip flexor. If you're holding on to your foot, release it. Re-extend your left arm and your right leg. Bring your left palm down, bring your right knee down. Take a breath. Now lift and lengthen the left leg, bring the left toes down to the ground. Once the toes are connected, press the heel back. As you press the heel back, keep the shoulders above the wrist. Close your eyes, feel into where you feel the sensation. Breathe. Inhale, lift the left foot, let it hover. Option to stay here. Or you can lift the right hand, reaching it forward as if you're going to shake someone's hand. If this balance feels challenging to you, you can stay here. If you're ready to go deeper, you can take the right arm back, bend the left knee. See if the right hand meets the left foot. If so, press foot to hand. Gaze forward, open the quad, open the hip flexor. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Exhale, release, re-extend, right palm down, left knee down, take a breath. Look at your hands. Walk your hands one hand placement forward. Now, the low body is going to stay as it is with the hips above the knees. On an exhale breath, we're going to lower the chest down towards the mat. You might need to reach your fingers forward more. Go ahead and lower down. So Cleo, extend your arms straight forward. Yes. Okay. So this is our melting heart pose, Anahatasana. Some people refer to it as puppy pose. You'll feel the shoulder blades coming together, squeezing away that stress and tension, chest opening. Just breathe. Now, some people like to have the forehead down on the mat. Some people like to have the chin on the mat. If the chin is on the mat and you feel discomfort at your neck, then come onto your forehead, protecting your cervical spine. Take a deep round of breath. Know that we're going to slowly and carefully start to find our way out. Coming into tabletop position. Once you get to tabletop, bring your knees together, feet together. Take both feet over to the right side of your mat. Walk both hands towards your feet. Now, as you walk your hands towards your feet, feel a nice stretch at the left side body. If you want to go deeper, you can send that left hip back. Walk the hands to the center of the mat. Bring the feet to the center. Then swivel the feet over to the left side. Walk the hands over towards the feet. Open up the right side body. Send the right hip back a little more if you want to go deeper. Walk your hands to center. Bring your feet to center. Pause here, take a breath. Now, if any of you in your practice here or at home want to come into an optional headstand, this is a really great place to do that. If you decide that you want to try your headstand, you can set it up. If you don't, that's cool too. Colin's gonna go for it for those of you at home that might want to watch. Nice. Feet to the sky, squeezing the ankles together. Pressing forearms to the mat. Pulling the belly button towards the spine. Getting some clarity. Anytime we take an inversion and go upside down, we give ourselves space to think and clear. We're thinking about what we're doing exactly in this moment. We don't have space for anything else. Just this practice, this presence with ourselves in this moment. Coming out whenever you'd like in your own time. If you need more time, you can always pause the video. Back to tabletop. And from tabletop, just bring your feet out to one side. Send your hips back, coming onto your seat. And then we're going to transition to a reclined position so that we're laying our entire back on the mat. So check where you are on the mat. Make sure there's enough space for your head to be on the mat. Just notice how it feels to get grounded. If you're outside like we are, maybe you feel the sun on your face, getting some vitamin D. Reflective pause here. Know that we're going to start our cool down phase. Coming into happy baby, we'll lift the legs. Take a deep bend at the knees. The hands are going to reach for the outsides of the feet. If that's not available, the hands can hook onto the ankles or the back of the knees. Now, we want the tailbone to be grounded, and we want the soles of the feet facing up to the sky. The knees are wide, as if the knees are coming to the outside of the ribs rather than into the chest. Now, we can simply stay here in stillness, or we can explore straightening one leg, keeping the hand connected. Keeping the connection of the hands, trying that on the other side. Getting a deeper stretch for the legs. Keeping the head down on the mat. Maybe we straighten both legs if that's available. If that seems a little harder and the tailbone lifts, then we can take our peace fingers, our index fingers and middle fingers to hook onto the big toes as a different option. Tailbone is down. With the legs straight or the knees bent, you can rock from side to side, giving your back a nice little massage. Start to even out the sides. Find your way to center. Keep the legs lifted. Release the hands. Open your arms out. Positioning your wrist in line with your shoulders, palms are facing up as an intention of receiving. Bend your knees so your knees are stacked above your hips and your ankles are in line with your knees, as if you're sitting in a chair. Now take an inhale breath with your knees centered. As you exhale, take both knees over to the left. Keep the right shoulder down, spinal twist. Inhale, lift the knees up to the sky. Exhale, take both knees to the right. Keep the left shoulder down. Each time we inhale, the knees rise up to center. And each time we exhale, knees move opposite direction. Notice the twist. Keep both the shoulders down. Enjoy the sensation, the rotation in the spine. Take one more on each side. Once you've evened out the sides, bring your knees to center. We're gonna go a little deeper in our spinal twisting. So the next exhale is gonna take the knees to the left. Now we've got options. We can simply stay in this spinal twist. The left hand can gently rest on the outside of the right thigh, helping to guide it down. If you wanna come into the IT band, you can take your left hand to your right foot, straightening your right leg. Maybe your hand reaches your ankle or somewhere else on your leg. Maybe you're using a strap. Okay, so this is option 2. Now, if we want to go even deeper, option 3 is going to be to take that right hand to try and find that left foot. So the left foot and the right hand are working to try to come towards each other. Yep, you got it, Colin. And then once you've made the connection, try to send that right shoulder back down. Breathe. If you've come into an option that feels not comfortable or not available in your body, then come out of it. Find a different option. If you're grabbing onto your left foot, release it. Open the right arm back out. If your right leg is straight, let it go. Bend your knee. Inhale, both knees come back up to center. Feel your back roll onto the mat. And then exhale, both knees move to the right. Setting it up, deciding which option we want here. Option 1, staying in the twist. Option 2, straightening the left leg, taking the right hand to reach for the outside of the foot or the ankle. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you want to go deeper and you take your left hand to find your right foot. Whatever option you choose, breathe. Lengthen the breath. If you've grabbed onto your foot, let it go. Let both legs go. Inhale, bring the knees up. Take your palms to your shins. Bring the knees together. Draw circles with the knees moving in the same direction, giving yourself a little massage for your low back. Circles can be as big or as small as you'd like. And then circle around opposite direction. Find center. Keeping your hands at your shins, open your knees wide. Now drawing circles with your knees, knees coming together and then moving apart. Feeling now into the hips. So knees moving like, yep, you got it, Cleo, yep. You can separate your feet.
Oh, I can't.
And then knees opposite direction.
It'll follow directions well.
You can laugh, you can have fun in your practice. Giving to yourself, remember. Now stop the movement. Focus on just drawing circles with your big toes. So now you're getting ankle mobility. So you're just making circles with your big toes, knees stay bent. And as you circle the big toes around, you're feeling the ankles. Sometimes we get some cracks and pops here, and that's okay. It's just air being released from the joints. Take the circles opposite direction. Relax the feet. Bring your arms down by your sides. Palms down. Arms are anchored down. Lift your legs up. Feet towards the sky. Take an inhale breath. Bring your feet together. And as you exhale, slowly lower your heels without touching the mat. When you're ready to inhale, send your feet back up to the sky. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Inhale, feet rise up. Engage your core. Exhale, lower the heels. Notice that the slower you move, the more engagement you're gonna feel. If your body is shaking, you're building strength. Let yourself get a little outside of your comfort zone. Keep your head down. Try to take 2 more. And when you are done, just lift your legs up, feet straight up. Now rotate your palms facing up once you get there. You're gonna take your palms under your glutes one at a time. Now inhale, press your feet up, and then exhale, take your legs overhead. Supporting your low back with your hands. Some of you might have the legs hovering above the body. Some of you might be able to tap your toes down to the ground. Now, what you want to check for here is that you're feeling weight in your shoulders, not in your neck. If you feel weight in your neck, then you need to come out a little bit. You can also bend your knees and bring your arms to rest on the back of your knees. Spinal flexion. You might notice it might be a little more difficult to breathe here. Focus on this breath. To come out slowly and carefully, you can take your peace fingers to hook onto your big toes and gently roll out. Slowly connecting your spine down to the mat, one bone at a time. Now it's time in our practice to come into Shavasana, our relaxation pose. Before you come into stillness, decide if there's any posture or movement your body would like to round out your practice today. Feel free to take anything I haven't offered, anything you need to get the wiggles out before relaxation. Once you decide that you're ready to come into stillness, this peaceful posture, decide how you want your body. Arms can be at your sides, or your hands can be at your belly, connecting with your breath. If your hands are at your belly, you'll feel the belly rise with the inhale breath. And you'll feel the belly soften with the exhale. Tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening the back of the neck. And let your eyes close. Deep inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Sink down onto the mat. Practice sending any thoughts away just as easily as they come in. And gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting movement back into your physical body. Circle the ankles and wrists. When you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Eventually rolling over to whichever side you'd like. Coming into the fetal pose. Posture of new beginnings. Taking a breath in this shape. How can you give to yourself? Coming off the mat into the rest of your day. What is it that you need? How can you align your thoughts positively? When can you pause and slow the breath? With your eyes closed, visualize this happening. Keeping the eyes closed and the gaze inward. Transition to a comfortable seated position. Setting up your legs however is comfortable. Finding a straight spine, shoulders above the hips. ears above the shoulders, and reaching the crown of your head up towards the sky. The hips are rooted down, head is rising up. Bring your palms together, thumbs to your heart center. Inhale, feel the chest pressing to the thumb. Exhale, soften, let go. If you'd like to join me as we close our practice today, you can lift your thumbs to your third eye. Taking a breath here, representing clarity of thought. And then bringing the fingers down to the lips, taking a breath here, representing clarity of speech. And then thumbs come back to the heart center. Take a breath here, representing clarity of action. Lower your chin towards your chest, forehead to your fingertips, bowing to yourself in gratitude for this time and energy that you've given yourself in your practice. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.